March 18, 1990, 1:24 a.m. Two men wearing police uniforms walk up to the side entrance of the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. Over the next 81 minutes, they will carry out the largest art theft in American history. They will steal $500 million in irreplaceable masterpieces, and 34 years later, not a single painting has ever been recovered. This is the story of a perfect crime that remains unsolved. This is the #1 art case for the FBI. A $10 million reward that nobody has claimed, and 13 empty frames that still hang on the museum walls, waiting for paintings that may never return. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum is not like other museums. Built in 1903, it is a Venetian palace placed in the heart of Boston. Isabella Stewart Gardner, one of America's most formidable collectors, designed every inch herself. In her will, she stated that nothing could ever be moved, changed, or rearranged. Every painting, every sculpture, and every chair must remain exactly where she placed it. Her collection was extraordinary. 3 Rembrandts, 5 Titians, works by Botticelli, Raphael, and Michelangelo, and among them, something incredibly rare. Johannes Vermeer's painting called The Concert, one of only 34 known Vermeer paintings in existence. In 1990, the collection was valued at $200 million. Today, experts estimate it is worth more than $5 billion. But on that March night, the thieves took only 13 pieces. The question that still haunts investigators is simple. Why these specific works? And why leave others, worth just as much, untouched on the walls? Security was minimal by modern standards. 2 night guards, motion detectors in some galleries, a few cameras. The museum's limited budget meant advanced protection was not possible. Isabella Gardner's will prevented major renovations, including any major security upgrades. It was a vulnerability, and someone knew it. March 17, 1990, St. Patrick's Day. In Boston, this is not just a holiday. It is a citywide celebration that shuts down neighborhoods. Police officers are stretched thin, managing drunk crowds, bar fights, and traffic chaos. If you wanted to commit a crime while law enforcement was distracted, this was the night. 1:24 in the morning, technically now March 18th. The parade has ended, but the parties have not. At the Gardner Museum side entrance on Palace Road, 2 security guards are on duty. Richard Abbott, 23 years old, an aspiring musician working the night shift to pay his bills. His partner, Randy Heston, making rounds through the galleries. Abbott is at the security desk when he sees them through the glass doors. 2 Boston police officers, or at least they are dressed like officers. Mustaches, badges, uniforms that look authentic. They knock on the door. Abbott buzzes them in without hesitation. The first words they speak are, "Gentlemen, we are responding to a disturbance call. We need to investigate." There was no disturbance call. Abbott tells them his supervisor is not here and that they should wait. The fake officers are insistent. One of them recognizes Abbott, or claims to. "You look familiar. I think there is a warrant out for you. Step away from the desk." This is the moment, the decision point. Abbott complies. He steps away from the panic button and away from the security controls. The second guard, Heston, is called to the desk. Within seconds, both guards are told, "This is a robbery. Do not give us any problems, and you will not get hurt." The thieves move fast. Handcuffs, duct tape wrapped around the guards' heads, covering their eyes and mouths. They are marched to the basement and handcuffed to pipes in separate rooms. Before leaving them, one thief says something strange. If you tell anybody what we look like, we will come find you." But the guards never saw their faces, only mustaches that could be fake, uniforms that could be rented, voices they would not recognize again. It is 1:28 a.m. The robbery has been in progress for 4 minutes. The real work is about to begin. What happens next is captured only by motion detectors. The thieves do not shut off the security system. They cannot without the password. So every movement they make is logged. Timestamps, gallery locations, a digital trail of exactly where they went and how long they stayed. 1:48 a.m., 20 minutes into the heist. The thieves enter the Dutch room on the second floor. This is their primary target. On the walls are 3 Rembrandts: Christ in the Storm on the Sea of Galilee, Rembrandt's only known seascape, a lady and gentleman in black, and a small self-portrait etching. They do not carefully remove the paintings. They cut them from their frames with a blade, slicing through canvas that survived nearly 400 years. Art historians later describe it as an act of stunning recklessness. These are not professionals handling museum pieces with white gloves. These are thieves treating masterpieces like posters ripped off a dorm room wall. But the prize is also in this room. Johannes Vermeer's painting called The Concert, a work so rare and so valuable that experts cannot even estimate its true worth. If you wanted to name the single most valuable stolen painting in the world, this would be it. The thieves cut it free. They also take Govert Flink's landscape with an obelisk, later discovered not to be by Rembrandt at all, but by his student. Even the thieves could not tell the difference. 2:28 a.m., they move to the short gallery. Here they take 5 Degas drawings. Sketches, not paintings. Valuable but nowhere near as priceless as what they already have. And then something bizarre. They steal a Chinese bronze beaker from the Shang dynasty, more than 3,000 years old. They also try to remove a Napoleonic silk flag from its frame, but cannot manage it. They give up and leave it behind. Why these items? The Degas drawings make some sense, portable and valuable, but the ancient Chinese bronze does not fit any pattern. 2:41 a.m., the Blue Room. Here hangs Edouard Manet's Chez Tortoni, a small painting of a man in a top hat sitting at a cafe. The thief takes it off the wall. It is one of the last paintings Manet completed before his death. But here is what is strange. On the same wall, just a few feet away, hangs Manet's The Escape of Rochefort, worth significantly more. The thieves do not touch it. In the room next door is a Titian worth tens of millions, untouched. Throughout the museum hang works by Botticelli, Raphael, and Michelangelo, ignored completely. This is what baffles investigators. If you are pulling off the biggest art heist in history, why not take the most valuable pieces? Why leave a Titian and take a Degas sketch? Why steal a Chinese bronze vessel? Either the thieves had specific orders about what to take, or they had no idea what they were doing. The evidence suggests both might be true. 2:45 a.m., 81 minutes since they entered. The motion detectors show them making a final trip to the Dutch room, possibly to grab something they missed. Then they head downstairs. At the security desk, they do something unexpected. They pull the security tape from the surveillance recorder. It is the only hard evidence of what they looked like, even from a distance. They take it with them, but they make a critical mistake. They do not take the motion detector printout. That data is stored in the system memory. Investigators will later reconstruct every step they took, every room they entered, and how long they stayed. A ghost map of the entire heist. 2:45 a.m. The side door opens. Two fake police officers exit carrying 13 stolen artworks worth $500 million. They load everything into a vehicle. Witnesses later report seeing a small hatchback parked nearby, and they disappear into the night. At 8:15 in the morning, when the day shift arrives, they find Richard Abbott and Randy Heston still handcuffed in the basement. The guards are rescued. The police are called. And slowly, as investigators walk through the galleries, the scale of the disaster becomes clear. Within hours, this becomes the top art crime investigation for the FBI. Agents flood the museum. Every gallery is processed for evidence. The motion detector data is analyzed. The guards are interviewed, re-interviewed, and given polygraph tests. And the biggest question is simple. Who were the thieves? The guard descriptions are vague. White males, mustaches, medium build, Boston accents, descriptions that could match 10,000 men in the city. The fake police uniforms are never found. The vehicle is never identified. No fingerprints are recovered from the frames or the security desk, but investigators develop a theory. This was not random. The thieves knew the museum's security weaknesses. They knew about the side entrance, the minimal guard staff, and the lack of cameras in most galleries. Someone had done reconnaissance. Boston in 1990 was a city still dominated by organized crime. The Irish mob, the Italian mafia. Whitey Bulger was still operating. Art theft was a known method for criminal organizations to launder money, use as collateral for drug deals, or hold for ransom. The FBI begins looking at known associates of Boston crime families, and two names keep appearing: George Reisfelder and Leonard DiMuzio, both career criminals, both with connections to organized crime, both dead within years of the heist under suspicious circumstances. Witnesses placed them near the museum on the night of the theft. A known associate later tells investigators that Reisfelder showed him a package shortly after the heist and said it would set him up for life. DiMuzio was seen with police uniforms in his apartment, but there is no hard proof, no recovered paintings, no confessions, and both men take whatever they knew to their graves. Then investigators turn their attention somewhere uncomfortable. Richard Abbott, the security guard. His behavior that night raises questions. Why did he buzz in the fake officers without calling his supervisor? Why did he step away from the panic button so easily? And here's the strange part. Hours before the heist, Abbott opened and closed that same side door for unknown reasons. It was the only unauthorized door opening that night until the thieves arrived. Was he involved? Did he know they were coming? Abbott denies it for the rest of his life. He takes multiple polygraph tests. The results remain inconclusive. He cooperates with investigators, gives interviews, and maintains his innocence. In 2013, he tells a reporter, "If I was in on it, where is my share? I have been working security jobs for 20 years." Richard Abbott dies in 2021. Never charged, never cleared. The paintings could be anywhere. Hidden in a climate-controlled warehouse, hanging in a private collector's secret room, rolled up in a safety deposit box, cut into pieces and destroyed. The museum offers a reward. First $1 million, then $2 million. In 2017, it reaches $10 million, the largest private reward ever offered for stolen art. Anyone with information leading to the recovery of the pieces in good condition can claim it. 34 years later, nobody has. Tips come in from around the world. Someone saw the concert in a Philadelphia warehouse in 1991. The paintings were moved to Connecticut and buried. They were sold to a Japanese crime syndicate. They are in France. They are in Ireland. They were destroyed in a fire. Every lead is investigated. Every single one goes nowhere. In 2013, 23 years after the theft, the FBI makes a stunning announcement. We know who committed the crime. We have identified the thieves. We believe we know where the art was taken immediately after the theft, and we have a general idea of where the art traveled in the years after the theft. But they do not reveal the names. They do not make arrests. And critically, they do not have the paintings. This announcement changes nothing. The suspects they have identified are widely believed to be Reisfelder and Demuzio, both long dead. Knowing who stole the paintings does not help recover them if those thieves passed them to someone else decades ago. The theory investigators favor is simple. The paintings were stolen on orders from a high-level organized crime figure. They were meant to be used as leverage in a criminal deal or held for ransom. But something went wrong. Maybe the paintings became too hot to move. Maybe the people who knew where they were ended up dead or in prison. Maybe they were destroyed. Or maybe they are sitting in someone's private collection, viewed only by a handful of people who will never, ever speak. Walk through the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum today, and you will see them. 13 empty frames, still hanging exactly where Isabella Stewart Gardner placed the paintings more than 100 years ago. The museum refuses to take them down. They are placeholders, promises, a declaration that they are waiting.